Peace and greetings, everyone. This is Jahi Farr, and I'm creating this video in regards to the male reproductive system and the health of the system, and then things that we can do to properly maintain a healthy reproductive system. First, I want to start off by giving an update of information that's been popular in the minds of a lot of males in regards to the male reproductive system in general, but the prostate in particular. So that information is individuals should begin to get their prostate checked in the range of their late 40s to early 50s. I have to emphatically say, no. In this day and age, brothers need to be thinking about the health of their prostate and the health of their male reproductive systems in general at a much earlier age. I'm going to say 25 to 30. And I say that strictly because over the last 10 to 15 years, a lot of individuals, males, have been coming up with a lot of prostate issues. And that has two reasons. One reason being that males or men are having sex at a much earlier age now, at a younger age. Brothers around 13 and 14. I know myself particularly me and brothers that I grew up with were having sex at ages 13 and 14, and were having or pants rubbing prior to that. So that's a lot of activity. That's a lot of activity with the prostate. So it's becoming inflamed by the time we're in our 20s and 25, because we're having sex at a younger age, and then we're having it more and more because we're so young, and we have we're more horny, I guess you can say that, at that age than we are as we get older. So with that in mind, individuals should be getting their prostate checked. I'm gonna recommend at ages 25, or at least thinking about the health of their prostate at a much earlier age than previously noted. The second cause of that is the eating. Brothers are eating more meat now, and the food that we're eating has less phytonutrients than it did a decade ago, 10 to 15 years ago. So you're not getting as many of the phytonutrients as our fathers were when they were our age. So again, and that causes the prostate and then the male reproductive system in general to decline and become more degenerative. Okay, so that's the first thing that I want to point out, just giving that update of when brothers should be getting their male reproductive system or thinking about it in terms of a healthy way, and it's particularly the prostate. The second thing, what are some of the signs and symptoms that a male is going through prostate issues? Number one, he will have premature ejaculation, and that's the 2-minute brother. That's the symptom that a brother can have sex, but it doesn't last long. It may last probably 2 to 3 minutes before he ejaculates. That's one thing. The second thing is impotence. Maybe he has an erectile dysfunction, and he just can't get his penis up. The third thing is pain in the pelvis. If you're feeling pain in the pelvis, it could be something else, but 9 times out of 10 is the issues of prostate. The fourth thing is infertility. If you are not able to impregnate your girlfriend or your wife. The fifth thing being benign prostatic hyperplasia. I hope I said that correctly. It's benign prostatic hyperplasia, which is a popular one that most men are hearing about, which is just the overgrowth, and that comes from having sex from the ages of 13 on up to 30 and 40 without taking any kind of consideration into the effects that you're having on the prostate. Okay, so there's some of the signs and symptoms to watch out for and to note if you feel them or if you're going through them at this time. Okay, so with that, let's speak about some of the solutions that we can take in order to prevent our prostates from degenerating further. And one thing is just stop having sex. Bro, take some time out from ejaculating. Tell your wife or your girlfriend you're not cheating on her. You have to take some time out to heal the prostate, and that's going to cause you to be a better lover in the bedroom once you become rejuvenated. Okay, so definitely take this time out and become abstinent. I would recommend at least for 2 to 3 weeks without having sex or ejaculating. And if you can have sex without going through the stage of ejaculation, which is like I don't think that's possible for most brothers in our particular society because we're not taught how to do that. But if you can, then hey, all power to you. But I would recommend just not having sex so you don't have to worry about ejaculating and thus building up the prostate even more. Because, and I have to point this out before I go any further, the prostate is a muscle. And just like any muscle in the body, like the biceps or the triceps or the quads, the more you work them over time, the larger and stronger they get. Now, that's cool for muscles that can be seen, such as the biceps or the triceps or the abs. But in terms of the prostate, this is not a muscle that we want to enlarge. So we want to give it time to rest in between each ejaculation. Okay, so that's very important. Taking time out to not have sex and ejaculate. The second thing is eating more fruits and vegetables. Why do I say more fruits and vegetables? Because you're more likely to get a lot of the nutrients by eating more fruits and vegetables and raw fruits and vegetables. Let me specify that and put emphasis on that. Eating raw fruits and vegetables, because again, you're more likely to receive more of the nutrients, the phytonutrients that will help in healing and rejuvenating the prostate. In addition to eating fruits and vegetables raw, eat pumpkin seeds, because pumpkin seeds are packed with a mineral known as zinc, and zinc has an affinity for the prostate gland to help it heal and stay nourished and not become as hypertrophy, okay, or enlarge or inflame. Okay, so that's another thing. Eating the right diet more throughout the week, cutting down less of the acidic foods, the meats, the alcohol, the smoking, of course. What is another thing that we can do to help? The third thing I would suggest is performing an enema. And I'm going to show a picture so you can get an image of the prostate, the male reproductive system in general, but the prostate in particular, and then its close relation to the rectum, and why I say enemas. So take a quick look real fast. So as you can see, we have the prostate here. We have the bladder up top, over top of the prostate, and then to the far right we have the rectum, the far right or the far left, whatever. To the back of the body we have the rectum. So take notice of how close the rectum and the prostate is. So I suggested having enemas done frequently because for most individuals, if you're not eating raw fruits and vegetables throughout the day anyway, you're going to be constipated. And by being constipated, that feces, that fecal matter sits in the rectum, and then if it sits there long enough, it can permeate into the prostate and thus cause an infection in the prostate or make the prostate become inflamed, and thus adding to some of the signs and symptoms that I listed earlier. So that's very important to keep the rectum clean, because in keeping the rectum clean, you keep the prostate and the male reproductive system clean in general. So another thing that we can do is herbs, of course. Herbs. You can take herbs to help with the prostate and healing the prostate. There are a lot of beneficial herbs out there. Man, the Creator, God, Allah, whatever you want to call him, was the wisest, because he or it allow, or she allow, for the earth to produce things that again has an affinity for the healing of the body. It's like he or she knew what was going to take place in terms of brothers having too much sex and needing these herbs to help heal the body, because there are herbs out here strictly for massaging and providing phytonutrients to help heal and strengthen the prostate. bunch of herbs. Some of the herbs, of course, saw palmetto, my favorite. Pagium, African Pagium bark, Maripoama, Damiana, and there's many others. Many other herbs out here that will help to relieve all of the signs and symptoms that are related to a degenerative prostate. Okay, so I hope that this information has been beneficial to individuals. Again, just provided information regarding the update. Brothers start getting checked at earlier ages than 40. I would recommend age 25 and up. You start getting checked for prostate issues. Again, the signs and symptoms were premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, and any pain that you may feel in the pelvis area. That's a sign and symptom of prostate issues. And again, some of the things that we can do about it is eat better, stop having as much sex, clean the anus as much as possible, and take some of the natural herbs out here to help with healing the prostate as well. Again, that was one of my reasons for creating the male alignment formula, which contained 19 of the most potent herbs to help rejuvenate the male reproductive system in general, but the whole total male body in particular. So again, it's out here, and I wish brothers the best. Don't allow a deficient prostate to ruin a relationship, a marriage, or a family, because it will have that impact. Don't allow a deficient prostate to cut down your experience of life. You should be enjoying life, not just going through life in pain and non-pleasurable acts. So again, I hope that this video has been beneficial. I hope that brothers learned something. Again, all comments, questions are welcome. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Peace.